So good morning, everyone. What a month. It's the 24th of November. We're leading into Thanksgiving here in the USA. And what a month to be feeling extra thankful for so many different reasons, as we were just talking about before we hit the record button. But my goodness, thankfulness for good health, for good friends, for our families, and for the Weekend business. I'm sure those of you that are on Facebook are seeing the crazy levels of activity that's happening in Latin America right now. This is proving to be a record month for growth. It is just insane, the number of new royal diamonds that are breaking this month, the number of diamonds, the number of platinums, the number of golds, silvers, all the way through the ranks. It's just remarkable, incredible. And I'm thrilled that I've been so overwhelmed with calls to make, team meetings that I'm participating in, where I'm getting the chance to congratulate, to encourage, to train, and to support, and to participate in some of that activity. It's just been so thrilling to witness what's been happening there. And it gives us a great taste, doesn't it, for what can lie ahead for us. We know that business is cyclical, and we have peaks and troughs, and waves of growth and swells and all these types of different movements, because business is a living thing, isn't it? It's a dynamic thing. And so we certainly, what we see there, we've seen has happened to us here in North America in the past, in the UK, for those in the, I can see some of my English friends dialing in here. We've seen that in the past in our markets, and we know it lies before us in our future too, which is exciting. I want to talk today specifically about what we can do today in preparation for tomorrow, tomorrow being 2021. This year has brought about a lot of change. There's been literally, I pulled up this article and I want to share some specifics from it with you today because it's got some research in it. I always like to back up if I'm going to share an opinion or make a statement of where things are at in the world. I want to back it up with data. And I think this data is really important because it's highlighting some of the changes in the workplace that people are experiencing right now, how they're feeling about it, what businesses are trying to do to respond, but what it does to us, for us, if we listen to this data as we read it, is it gives us our talking points for what people are looking for, what they need, and specifically what we offer. How often have we said in this business that we need to first listen before we engage with people and offer our solutions? The objective when we're finding people, be they customers or distributors, is to understand first what needs do they have so that we can then second offer the solutions and fill the gap. Yeah. But we can't offer the solution if we don't know what their needs are. But let me share with you what some of the needs are that's coming out in research, because this will help us do a number of critical things. It will help us know what language to use, and language is key because it helps us to connect. It will help us know who to look for. It will also help us as we dig a little deeper to consider where should we go looking. Don't you think that would be helpful? To know where should I go looking, who am I looking for, and what should I be saying, as in order to reach out and build my business. And then critically, of course, how should I adapt next year to the changing environment that we find ourselves in? Because 2020 has certainly brought about some significant changes to our environment. Whether we like it or not, we can argue all sorts of different causes behind it, but what we see is there has been global change in the way that businesses operate, in the way that people are responding, and the way that people are living nowadays. So let's look at some of the data here. There was some research done by a platform called Achievers, and it released a 2020 culture report looking at how people are responding to the changes that have been made in their business. Now, this is really interesting because it's identifying first and foremost, the large amount of people that have needed to go from working in an office environment to working in a home environment. Now, what does that have to do with us when we already work in a home environment? Well, what it's identifying for all of these people that have had to change their environment is a critical function of any business. And it's not often until you get to work in a corporate environment that you see the value of this. And I've used this word a number of times throughout my career in Nikken. I talked about it a lot when I was president, about the role of culture. Culture, I used to say that culture always trumps strategy. Yeah, because if the culture of the people doesn't shift, no matter how great the strategy, it will not change. Yeah, it's the paradigms of the people that will govern the direction that we move in. Now, I had a friend of mine he took it a step further, and he said, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Yeah, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So what a lot of companies are struggling with right now is as their teammates, their employees are now more remote, how do we govern and manage and create the right culture? Because now it's a little bit harder to connect and to resonate with people and to support that type of culture that they were perhaps striving to develop and foster in the first place. Here's the challenge. Let me share some of the statistics here. They found in their report that nearly half, 40% of employees did not feel recognized for the work they had done during the pandemic. I want you to make a note of this because I want you to identify as I share this, what is it that Nikken offers? Again, remember the challenge, the problem. Let me just flick my phone to silent here. The problems that people face, the solutions that we offer. What's the problem first and foremost right now? Almost half of employees that were surveyed did not feel recognized for the work they had done during the pandemic. And it said this could be why, according to Monster is a big recruitment website, 85% of currently employed Americans are still looking for a job amid the uncertainty of a pandemic. Wow. Oh my goodness. That is a ridiculous number of people that are looking for work because they want to feel more recognized. So it goes on. What can organizations do to make employees feel more supported as the pandemic continues to take a toll on the workplace culture? And it talks about the need for cultural alignment. Okay, I want you to think of the cultural alignment here. It said, according to the report, 1/3 of leaders found their strategic decisions were very aligned with company values pre-pandemic. 1/3. That's, to me, is not a big number. However, that dropped an alarming 20% during the virus, during the COVID-19 experience. And it said it uncovered a similar drop, 23%, in alignment for budget decisions during the pandemic. So now all of a sudden, people are not feeling aligned with their values. Their budget decisions are not reflecting their values, and people are not feeling recognized or appreciated. And they're looking elsewhere for employment where they can find that. My goodness. What does that tell you about the current state of affairs when it comes to employment right now? Okay, let's move on because there are some more startling results here. It said, the results of the study highlighted the reality that many companies have struggled with maintaining cultural alignment through the pandemic. Now, why is this so important? Like I said, culture eats strategy for breakfast. If we're struggling to be aligned culturally, we are not going to do a very good job strategically. What I love about where we're at Nikken right now is we are more aligned culturally than we have been in a long time, and recognizing our 2025 vision for being a global wellness community of significant influence. Now, let's keep that word in mind, wellness, for just a second, because I want to scroll down for just a second and share some more interesting points. One of the critical things that they did was they wanted to get some feedback. They said they found that 3/4, 77% of employees would be more honest in a survey than in a conversation with a manager. However, just over 1 in 5 companies conducted an engagement survey more than once a year. So they're not getting the feedback that they need. We get feedback with our company, Nikan, all the time, don't we? How frequently are we engaged with our Nikan staff? All the time, constantly. In fact, it's not just informal environments with webinars and conference calls. We have them with Luis and with Ruben every month, but they're also reachable on WhatsApp. We can reach out through email. They're constantly available to us and through the customer support team on a daily basis. We have connection and feedback and an opportunity to share. Now, this is the point that I wanted to really stress, because this statistic is really, really critical. What do employees need the most? According to research, and again, I want to reiterate, what do employees need the most? These are the people we want to be talking to as we reach out to build our businesses. We need more partners in our business moving into next year, wouldn't you agree? More distributors, more engagement so that we can build the duplication. So we need to be talking their language. We need to know what their concerns are so that we can meet their needs. What do they need? What do our future prospects need? According to research, less than a quarter, 23% of employees reported feeling very well supported since the beginning of the outbreak. Less than a quarter. This is particularly true of managers, with less than 1 in 5, 19% of managers were feeling very supported. When asked what would make them employees feel more supported during the pandemic, these were the top 3 responses that were given. Appreciation for their contributions, better work-life balance, better support for health and well-being. Now, when they talked about appreciation, it wasn't just coming in the form of management recognition. It also had ties to peer-to-peer recognition. Nearly half, 47% of employees who had received peer-to-peer recognition in the previous week felt very engaged. My goodness me. So what do we see here? These are significant statistics, aren't they? Peer-to-peer recognition is very important. What do we offer in abundance in Nikan? Peer-to-peer recognition. Do we need a space here for people to feel recognized and appreciated? Do we have that? Yes, we do. We have it in abundance with these rank advancements, with team achievements, with individual achievements. We have that all the time, don't we? With Team Kaizen, with Team Taishi, with Club Kiai, all of the recognition programs, the incentive programs that we have. Here in Nikan, we have a business where people can feel recognized and appreciated, where their governing values and the culture of what they really feel matters most is at the heart of what we drive forwards with. Do they want to feel a greater sense of appreciation for their health and well-being? Well, we're a part of a global wellness community. We have that front and center with our products, with our story, with our message, with our community, with our environment, with our cause, with all of that. So what people are looking for right now, in the millions, in the tens of millions around just North America alone, but certainly that branches out into the UK, because I don't think what we're experiencing here in the US is a pocket of isolated cultural disconnect in the workplace. I believe this is a global phenomenon. Yeah, this is something that everyone is experiencing everywhere, that is in the employment workspace. So what are they looking for? They're looking for what we have. We need to make sure we start to craft our message to align with what 2021 is offering people. And not everything that it's offering is something that they want. That's why we need to get out there and be more outspoken, because we do have what people are looking for. Are they looking for more stability financially? Yes. How many people have been furloughed? How many people are currently employed but are desperately nervous about losing their work, their employment? They've got their jobs now, but they are panicked and sleepless because of the apprehension they feel about whether they'll have it next month or next year. They feel that intensely, keenly. I have, as a result of my book, I speak from time to time on podcasts. I speak at different events in different industries on this subject of adversity, right? Because that's the essence of what my book's about, dealing with adversity. And I've spoken with audiences in hospitality, in the care home industry, in academia, and in a number of different sectors. And there is a huge degree of vulnerability that these people feel as their industries are being reshaped. And as a result, some people have lost work, but others are nervous about what that holds for them in the future. There are a lot of people that feel vulnerable right now. They are looking for diversity of income. And we're offering people solutions there. But critically, they don't just want a check in their pocket. They need that, they want that, but they need something else. They also want to have alignment of values. They want to have a sense of recognition and appreciation. Do we offer that? Yes, we do. We need to get out there and let people feel that, connect with that, know that here is a place where they can get an additional income that they can build up in addition to their current employment. So they don't need to take risks there and quit a job. 85% are looking for other work though. Yeah. But they don't necessarily need to go looking and sacrifice what they've got that might be secure. We can build this up part-time in their own time. And they've got a community here that's going to support them, that's going to encourage them, that's going to recognize them. And if they're not in business before and they don't know how to build business plans, you know what? This is the great part of NECAN. That's absolutely fine. We have a business plan for you. It's called the Annual Incentive Program. Our Annual Incentive Program gives you step-by-step key indicators and milestones to work towards that will give you extra rewards for doing the right thing. And in addition to that, give you recognition and praise and encouragement along the way. Everything that they're asking, everything that they're looking for, according to the research, we have in abundance. What we need to do is make sure that we connect our language with their needs. So we need to make a shift in what we're talking about and how we position our message. So I want you to just make note of that. I will put this link just for your reference in the group chat here. Oops. So that everyone can see the article and see the data. It's from Inc. magazine. Okay. What leaders must do to adapt and succeed in 2021. Check it out, use the data, copy and paste that, and make good use of it. Very, very helpful information. But my invitation, ladies and gents, as we go into 2021, is we need to make a shift, again, another shift in our language in order to respond to the dramatically changing environment that we live in. We can't just use the language of 2020 that we've used, which is primarily the language of 2019, isn't it? I don't think too many have shifted their language and their message from 2019. And yet we've gone through such a dramatic change this year. That change will continue on into next year because this is a monumental shift that the world is experiencing that is creating change that will last a lifetime. Technology is taking a new shape in the workplace. They say that the pre-pandemic travel plans that we were used to with business are gone. It's not going to be like that anymore because we've seen that we can be more efficient in other ways using technology. We've seen that the work environment is shifted now, probably forever, as a result of seeing that some people can work from home or have a hybrid model of working from home and working in the office, where they connect as they need, but not out of necessity every day. Sales environments are shifting, and people are looking at new ways to connect with their clients and customers, recognizing the need for face-to-face interaction, but recognizing that there are a lot of opportunities in between where they can connect in different ways. The landscape of business and just in general living is changing dramatically. And companies are adapting. And when big businesses, multi-billion-dollar businesses make those shifts, it has a ripple effect on into industries far and wide. And that will certainly be affecting us. So we need to look at this and say, how am I shifting next year? Now, I want to address something as we start to wrap up that came up in some conversations last week that are really important, because it comes back to this culture eats strategy for breakfast principle. When I was in the office, we made a shift, and it got taken in some measure out of context and went to an extreme. And I hope we're going to swing back the other way. There was a culture a while back of recruit everyone, sign everyone up, even if it's your customer. Sign them up, they buy at wholesale, right? That was the message for a long time. And we said back then, back in 2015, when I was in the office, no, don't sign up your customers as distributors. Treat them like customers. Segment your business. Have customers and distributors. And there was a price shift to allow us to get a little bit more customer centric. What happened was, in some pockets, that got misinterpreted as, oh, so recruitment isn't the focus, customer acquisition is. And it swung the other way, and it was all about customers. That was misalignment again, right? The message is in the middle. We need a balance of both. We need a balance of both. We need to have recruitment happening in our business abundantly, but those people that we recruit are business partners, not customers. And those people that we recruit are our expectations that we want to place in the culture of our business is that they have at least 5 customers. Can you imagine if every person we sponsored had at least half a dozen customers on AutoShip? What would that do for their business? What would that do to your check if everyone that you recruited got half a dozen AutoShip customers and they recruited people with half a dozen AutoShip customers? It wouldn't be long before there would be exponential growth. If you want the compounding effect of a real business, we have to have recruitment, not just customers. If we're exclusively focused on customers, then we will get ourselves very busy and we won't be able to step back from our business because we'll have all of our activity is on customers. But when we get the balance right with the right size of customers in our team and then a great organization of business partners, they've got all that activity going on and we've got the right balance in our efforts. Sylvester Stallone was on a conference call last week with Eric Worre. For those of you that participated, it was pretty cool. It was on his 7-day recruiting challenge. And one thing that Sylvester Stallone said, I made a note. He said, build the machine. Don't make yourself a cog in it. Think bigger. When we're building our businesses in Nikan, we are building machines. We are building businesses. We don't want to make ourselves a cog in the machine because that means no matter what happens, I'm always engaged. You want to be able to, and I'm not saying you want to disengage, but it's you want to create an environment where you can emerge as a leader. That's what we mean. Yeah. Where you can emerge as a leader. If you can't emerge as a leader because you're constantly in customer service, yeah, and you can't get off the phones and you can't lead your teams, then you're not going to enjoy all of the fruits and rewards that this business offers. We need to get that balance. Does that make sense? So please, as we move into 2021, look at how can I get the balance in my organization, and look at where it is now. Let's look at your PV, PGV, and OV. And as you qualify for your incentives and as you work towards them, where is the bulk of your income coming from? Where is the bulk of your time spent? Where is the bulk of your activity? Is it with your customers? Is it with your business partners? Do you have an even balance? We want to get a balance. Yeah. And so as you strive to get that balance, you might go next year, some might go, well, actually for me next year, I need to get more customers. I need them to be more hands-on and more engaged. And I need to get some more of them onto AutoShip. I need to do a better customer service campaign. I need to look after them better. That may be your priority for next year. Okay. Others may go, I haven't recruited much. I need to get more recruitment going on, or I need to get more rank advancements, or I need to rank advance. Where is that going to come from? That's going to come from getting more recruits, getting more business partners, more team builders. That might be where it happens. You will know as you do an analysis of your business where the balance is out of shift, where it needs to get into line and get more balanced. But ladies and gentlemen, as we look at the focus there and strive to get that balance, recognize the language that people need to hear as we reach out to our customers, to our prospects, to our business partners, and to the people on our contact list. They are craving desperately. They are craving some peace of mind financially. They are looking for opportunities to be validated, appreciated, recognized, not just by their bosses, but by their peers. They want to have their health and their well-being appreciated and respected. They want to have a place where they can contribute and make a difference. They want to have a place where culture aligns with values and values aligns with what they do. We offer all of this. Now the key is to go out there and start looking for them. Let's go out on a hunt. Where do we find these people? The starting point is to define who they are. Understand who these people are first. Get very, very specific. Create an avatar of your ideal customer and an avatar of your ideal business partner. Who are they? What do they look like? Where do they shop? Where do they spend? What is their socio-economic demographic? You get specific. Yeah. The more specific you are, the more you can hunt after them. Now, the critical thing is, hunt's the wrong word, apologies. The more you can find them. Yeah. But the critical thing is this. If we deal in generalities, we'll rarely have success. When we deal with specifics, we will rarely have a failure. Okay, so get specific. We need to get specific. We cannot say our business offers everything to everyone. It doesn't. When we do that, we miss people. So we need to get specific in what we offer people, understanding who we're targeting, and then listening to their needs, and then giving the specified benefits in return. And we've mentioned them, we've listed them today. When we do that, boy, we can have some good things happen. And anyone that we know, when we connect with them, when that message resonates, they will know others where that message will resonate too. Because people flock together, don't they? When they have those needs, like attracts like. So one of the key things to do is always ask for referrals. The best way to build our contact list is to understand this governing principle. It's not who you know, it's who they know. One of the founding principles of a great list, even if you start with one person, it's not who you know, it's who they know. And we build out from there. And we can build out and out and out with that principle. So thank you very much. I hope this has been helpful today. I really believe those statistics help us understand the reality and the context of what we're working with, how we need to shift our message, how we need to prepare for 2021, how we can align culturally moving forward, and critically, how we can get the culture of our own business in line and get that balanced, because we need to have harmony with customer acquisition and the development of new business partners and get the both working together. When we have that and we have that harmony, we can build a machine versus just build a cog that we become. Yeah. We're not cogs, we're machines, and we're going to be much bigger than that. Okay. So let's think big and create something really great for next year. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Greg.